Everyone, what's going on? I've been making a whole lot of really long videos, so I figured I have a little bit of time tonight. I'll just make a shorter video talking about this scripted media story of David Ortiz supposedly being shot in the Dominican Republic. Now, if you're new to the channel, check out some links in the description, and you'll see why I said it's scripted, because every day our media, our sports leagues, and so on are all scripted with this ancient knowledge system of coding numbers into words and phrases, and it syncs up to the birthdays and so on. But let's look at this story here. David Ortiz gets shot in the Dominican Republic, and right away what stands out to me is that this story, it comes exactly 32 weeks after the Boston Red Sox won the 114th World Series. And the reason that's so interesting is because in this practice of coding numbers into words and phrases, the word Boston equals 32. The word Red Sox equals 32. And remember, this story comes 32 weeks after the Red Sox win the World Series. Also, they kept saying that, all of these stories, they kept saying that his father was the one who reported it, right? His father. You know what the word father equals in gematria? The word father equals 32. And his father's name just so happens to be Leo. That equals 32. And guess what David equals? David equals 32. And on ESPN, they even referred to the Dominican Republic as DR instead of writing out Dominican Republic in both of these articles. And it's funny that he's in the hospital, right? And this looks like doctor. But notice what DR equals. DR also equals 32 in this system. What else really stuck out to me is that there's these other ciphers that I've been talking about being important to this year, and they're called Frank Baconus and Francis Bacon. And the reason that they're important is because this year is a Chinese pig year. And think about Francis Bacon, Frank Baconus. They all have to do with bacon, a Chinese pig year. And what's so interesting about that is if you write out 32 in these ciphers, 32 just so happens to equal 168. And Red Sox also just so happen to equal 168. And this also came on the same day that the Boston Bruins beat the St. Louis Blues. Boston Bruins equal 168. If the Boston Bruins win the Stanley Cup, they'll be 16-8 in the playoffs this year. And another reason that's so important is the Boston Bruins. Think about Boston Red Sox and so on. But David Ortiz has only won one World Series MVP, and he won it in 2013 when the Red Sox beat the St. Louis Cardinals. And, think about how the Super Bowl this year was the Patriots versus the Rams, Boston versus the Rams, who even used to be from St. Louis. It's just crazy, all these sports championships and so on. And look at the final game of this 2013 World Series. They won 6-1, and David Ortiz became the MVP. We'll take away some of these ciphers here really quick. I'll just go back to the main one here. Well, look at David Ortiz. David Ortiz equals 61 in gematria. And the World Series that he got the MVP with, they won the World Series with a score of 6-1. And that's interesting because the same day he supposedly got shot, the Boston Red Sox lost 6-1 to Tampa Bay. And what you can't see it right here, but they even got their 32nd loss of the season. 32nd loss of the season, 32 weeks after they won the World Series. Boston equals 32, Red Sox 32. What are the odds, And just another proof, just to show you that these Frank Baconus ciphers and whatnot are important. We just had the death of, Hillary Clinton's brother. I'll just show you a quick example here. Hillary Clinton's brother, he died 224 days after Hillary Clinton's birthday. And look what Hillary Clinton equals in these ciphers. Hillary Clinton equals 224 and Francis Bacon, and her brother dies 224 days after her birthday. Also interesting is this David Ortiz story. It just so happened to happen on the date of June 9th. And the reason that's important, and you know that it's a tribute to them winning the World Series, is if you read out World Series, it equals 69, a lot like the date he supposedly got shot in the Dominican Republic. I also forgot to mention that Dominican Republic just so happens to equal 168, right? Just like Boston Bruins equal 168. They also equal 51, and how interesting is it that the same day David Ortiz got shot, they won 5-1. The Bruins won 5-1 the same day that David Ortiz gets shot, and they also equal 51. Also, Massachusetts equals 168. What else is interesting is that this story, if you look up David Ortiz's birthday, his birthday's November 18th, and there's a bunch of other things in regards to this. He's 43 years old. This is the day that leaves 43 days in the year. If you read out Bruins, it equals 43. I believe even Tampa Bay, was it Tampa Bay Rays, equal 43, and think of how the Boston Red Sox lost to the Tampa Bay Rays on this same day. But if you go from the day he was shot to his birthday, it's 162 days. And that's important because if you read out baseball, it equals 162. Also, if you read out Major League Baseball, that equals 162. They play 162 regular season games. If you read out MLB, there's this other cipher called Sumerian, where you take the alphabetic order and multiply it by 6. Let me find it here. But I'll show you the significance. MLB equals 162 in this, and they just brought David Ortiz back to Boston. And notice it's 5 months and 9 days when he got stabbed, but it's 5 months and 10 days now that they brought him back to Boston. And look what Boston is in this cipher. 510, like 5 months and 10 days after his birthday. Look what Red Sox equal. 510, like 5 months and 10 days after his birthday. And think about how he got shot 5 months and 9 days after his birthday. 59. This is a number that you see on black people all throughout history. Slave, 59. Negro equals 59. You know, blues equals 59. Rasta equals 59. Motown Records came out in the year 59. AIDS supposedly, was traced back to the Belgian Congo in the year 1959. That's why Rodney King equals 59. His birthday supposedly 4/2. This is interesting because the super N-word equals 42. Black History Month has the 42nd day of the year. It's in February, the only month that equals 42. That's why Jackie Robinson wore the number 42. Big Pappy equals 42. I mean, it's how ridiculous. Rosa Parks was 42 years old when she wouldn't get off the bus. Bus equals 42. The real first guy to play in the major leagues, I can't think of what his name was right now, but he only played 42 regular season games, or he played 42 games of the Major League Baseball. I mean, how ridiculous, all throughout history, these same numbers coded on black people, and then he gets shot by this number, 59, and even has the connection to the other number, 42, stamped on black people all throughout history. So, like I said, I was going to make a short video. You get the gist of what I'm talking about. What are the odds? All these 32s. And then 32 equals 168, which is synced up to Boston, which is synced up to the Bruins. It's synced up to the Red Sox losing on their 32nd game, or their 32nd game of the season. Every single day it's like this, so. Learn how to apply this. Check out some links in the description. Have a good one. Peace.